Good morning, everyone. Welcome to an episode of the Mizuho Week Ahead. I am Boon Heng, market economist at Mizuho Bank. This week's theme is Talk is cheap, tariffs are costly. Last week, attention turned to the progress of trade talks between US and trading partners, as well as gauging the possibility of talks between US and China. China's conditional openness to trade talks is both a first step and a high bar. Conditions around a consistent US position, Taiwan, and a point person to lead the trade talks may be tough to achieve. The semiconductor sector also faced an upheaval as export restrictions hit the likes of Nvidia and puts into question the efficacy of CEO Jensen Huang's talks with Donald Trump in early April. Meanwhile, even as US President Donald Trump says that there is big progress with Japan, Japan's lead trade negotiator, not commenting on details while stating that discussions on car tariffs will continue, does not reflect the imminent nature of a concrete deal. The lack of details not only imparts worries about the lack of progress, but also about the punitive terms that it may involve. For the EU, there was little progress on trade talks, which stayed at a technical level, as EU offers of lowering tariffs may have been met with further requests on further investments and the removal of non-tariff barriers such as tech and food regulations. The cost associated with tariffs removal may also be expensive in itself. As for monetary policy, the sight of US President Donald Trump calling for Fed Chair Powell's termination, which also threatens monetary policy independence, appears to be a costly one for the US dollar as it starts this week on the back foot. The euro has surged to above mid 1.14 this morning, despite the ECB's rate cut last Thursday. Down under, the RBA minutes signal an optimum time to revisit policy settings is in May, but reminded that decisions are not predetermined. After the allusion to February's labor data being statistical distortion, the release of March data was not entirely convincing, with an increase in 32.2k of job gains, coming alongside a further downward revision for February. In Singapore, the MAS embarked on policy easing last week via a reduction of the slope of the Sing dollar and EER, alongside dovish guidance such as expectations of a negative upward gap. Meanwhile, there was no policy action on the BOK's part as the Bank of Korea held rates and refrained from further easing on Korean volatility and fears of rising household debt. Nonetheless, the Korean won was in full doubt as it weakened post-decision. Specifically, the statement stated that downside risks to economic growth have intensified, and one member was against the decision, while all members were open to a cut in the next 3 months. The decision is undeniably a dovish hold. On that note, for the week ahead, we expect Korea Q1 GDP to experience a significant slowdown to 0.2% year-on-year growth as consumption remains weak and households turn increasingly price-sensitive. Growth of external demand slows down even as front-loading of exports was supportive. The construction sector activity may yet again be the swing factor which leads to the risk of an outright economic contraction in Korea. Bank Indonesia will have their meeting on 23rd of April, but they are faced with a lack of good options. While macroeconomic indicators continue to point to a need for a rate cut, we expect heightened rupiah risks to restrain Bank Indonesia to keep rates unchanged. While we expect them to stand pat, it may not be sufficient to offset the eroding confidence surrounding their fiscal path. All in, talk is cheap. Both inaction and action on trade deals can end up to be rather costly as global trade looks increasingly fragmented. For more information, please refer to our research publication or contact your respective sales desk and our apps. And for regular notification on our market views, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. Thank you and bye-bye.